What is your advice for singles who want companionship but haven't found one yet?
Women need to stop looking for a woman in a man. Like, I think women need to really find out who men really are. Don't listen to these, I don't say no names, but these false guys who come in here and they kind of play on the emotions of a woman and tell you what you want to hear. If you hear a guy on it, or you follow his channel, his Instagram, whatever, and everything he says, you agree with him, don't listen to that motherfucker. Because he's not telling you from the perspective of a man how he feels. It's supposed to be different from a woman. And that's when you come together, it gives you the balance. As far as men, I think men, we have to, because we're not as emotional as women naturally, I think we have to respect the emotions of a woman and respect a lot of things that we feel like, that's not really a big deal for me, but I'm not a woman. So I have to understand and respect the difference between us and meet halfway for it to be a balance between the two. What do you think?
I mean, I just feel like people need to be real with themselves about I think what people get caught up in is material stuff. Settling for folks because they have stuff and you really don't like them as a person. So, and just being your authentic self. Like, it's some people that I know did not mesh well with me, and I pay attention to a lot of stuff. And if I'm over here working in the shop and you don't volunteer to help me, one of the second things that I liked about you is when I had to go get my dryer, you volunteer. You wasn't like, I gotta get home, or, let's try to find some people to pay for it to get it over here. You were in the trenches with me. Come on, let's go get it. And you were in flip-flops with me, putting a 20-foot dryer, literally the size of my truck, on a ramp, a truck, and helped me strap it down and everything. And to me, that meant the world. That means no matter what, you'll be always there to help me. And those are deal breakers. And what is a deal breaker for you? But I think a lot of times, people get caught up in he fine. Or the other thing is we jump into bed with people too quick and then find out it's a bunch of stuff that you don't like about them. And then you justify being with people because the D is good.
Keep your legs closed till you find out if you like them or not.
Golly.
That's basically what you said.
I guess so, yeah. Thank you.
No disrespect. My question is, what religion are you? Do you not believe in God, and why?
Jeez, this is such a... Jeez.
Okay, so I understand why you're asking the question, because at one point before I was Christian, and I was taught that if you didn't basically worship and believe the way I believe, that basically you don't believe in God. But we have to take God out of this box that we try to put him in as people. God is all-knowing. He created all these different cultures. He created all these different languages. So I can't say, well, if you don't use my language, then you don't speak. That's what you sound like when you ask that question. And I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just being honest. I want you to break yourself from the chains of that thought process. Because I at one point had that same chains on my mind. So I'm not speaking down to you. I'm speaking to you from experience. So just don't think about what men are telling you or any book is telling you. Think about God. Think about how powerful God really is. God created all these different beautiful cultures. And certain cultures tried to force other cultures. What was all this war and shit about?
To believe their way.
To believe my way. That's the mentality of a slave owner. When you think that somebody don't believe in God because they don't believe the way you believe. And it's not your fault because you've been programmed and trained that way by your grandparents who didn't have internet, who never been on a plane to go to Africa, who just went off of what they was told by a person who was chopping their feet off. Okay? So it's not that ignorance, when I say people are ignorant, I'm not saying it in a bad way, but we were all ignorant. So I say to you, young lady, God is all powerful. God is all knowing. If you're a Muslim, Salam Alaikum. If you're a Christian, Amen. And if my religion is called Ifa. It's a very old religion. It was our ancestors' religion before they were enslaved. It's called Ifa, the Yoruba culture. So look it up. It's a good book called The Way of the Orisha. That's a really good book to look at. But yeah, man, don't let men, because even with religion is, these new religions, I call them, they're very male chauvinistic. They make women believe that you come from a man. I've never seen a woman come from a fucking rib. I haven't. You? I've never seen that happen before. So for you to believe that, that's just your faith in what you want to believe. But scientifically, everything is birthed through a woman. That's how God designed it. God entrusts life through a woman. So if I'm a woman and I believe that I come from the rib of a man, I'm the assistance of a man, I'm the, who told that story? A fucking man told you that story. Just like a, you know what I mean?
I'm listening.
Yeah, I'm saying, so if I'm a woman, that kind of takes away my power because now I think I'm put on earth to be a fucking assistant. So I believe in God, baby.
People were freaking out because you took me to the Baba and they felt like I got face down on the floor. I was planked, first of all. I don't think my face was even touching the floor.
No.
And they were like, I would have ran out of there instantly. Mm-hmm. So, and then people were also upset because they felt like you didn't introduce me to your family, which I had met your sister so long ago. But yeah.
That's fine. They could be upset.
Okay. But yeah, so can you explain why you took me to the Baba? And the other part was the Baba said, Godson, you have taken many women here before.
He didn't say he took women here. He said this is not the first one.
This is not the first one. Okay, right. Check me then, boo.
That's right.
Okay, man. Thank you.
Well, when he said you're not the first woman that I brought there before, because I'm 39 years old, people. This is not the first woman I've ever dated.
What?
Yeah, I know. Surprise, huh? People was like, yeah, he told on you. What is he telling on me for? He ain't saying, I'm 39 years old. The thing about the Babalawo.
That was your first.
I'm sorry, baby.
People want to know, did you phone ahead and tell the Baba that we had got into it at the cabin? Because that's the other thing.
See, that's because they don't understand how powerful and realistic the religion is. Let me tell you something, people. I am not going to convert from Christianity. I've been doing my whole entire life. My grandmama, everybody think I worship the devil. Okay. Well, my grandma, she didn't say that. But what I'm saying is, that's almost like, think about for a gay man to come out the closet and say, hey, look, I'm gay.
It's hard.
The things he got to go through, but he believed this is who he is. So he like, fuck, this is my happiness. It took a lot for me to be like, okay.
Because you were nervous to go when you went back home and your grandma watched them.
I was very nervous.
Yeah. And your dad, yeah.
And my dad, my family, I was very nervous because one thing about it is, if I'm ever put into, which my family wouldn't do that, but if I'm ever put in a position where somebody say, it's this or that, I'm choosing that. This is what I believe. This is my testimony. Just like with somebody, if you're a Christian, you had your testimonies. I can't pull you out of your Christian. I'm not trying to convert you from that. If you prayed and said, Jesus, help me through this, and you came through it and you accredited that to Jesus, who am I to come tell you, Jesus, he called somebody ahead of time and they knew it was it. That's just, you're trying to box me into your system.
He said I had
the face of an angel, but the mouth of a devil sometimes. Very fiery words.
I do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know some people were talking about when you came in and the planky thing. So we don't.
It ain't like you took my head and just shoved it down in the ground.
Yeah, but a lot of people's like, I won't kneel to no man. We're not kneeling to him. You're kneeling to the Shea, to the It's like when you go to certain cultures. If I go to China and they
wouldn't go in the Muslim faith and walk in the mosque and not take off their shoes.
Right, it's tradition. So people just, like I said, they live in a fucking box, and hey, you can't grow in a box.
Who do y'all think is the potty mouth around here? Because I haven't cussed at all.
I don't have a potty mouth.
Come on, trucker.
Next question. I really like your page, Mike, but she said, you're too intelligent for that potty mouth of yours. I said,
I like cussing.
I fucking love it.
It's a pastime.
Feels good.
I don't drink and I don't smoke, so I should have one bad habit.
I got somebody breath smell like cigarettes telling me to stop cussing. Shut your fucking train.
Come on. question for the both of you. Can y'all's childhood what was y'all childhood like? Can you describe the upbringing you had? You say that about me?
Y'all know it's going down.
It's me.
Ooh,
I had a really conflicting
childhood. Yellow
brown. It was an extreme from every day. So what people don't know is that I went to private schools, and it was one of the first schools that I wouldn't say get integrated, but I was one of the first black kids at this school. So it was a culture shock for everybody. So for me, when I went to school with the white kids, I was talking to black. When I went home in the evening or the afternoon, I was told that I was talking like a white girl. And my parents owned a liquor, or my mom will be furious about this. They owned a convenience store
with liquor
in it that was in the height of the crack era. So for the first time, you were seeing crackheads, and I grew up around trannies, like a man named Tyrone. Like during the day, he would be, have a 5 o'clock shadow, and at night we would see him dressed in his mini skirts and stuff, and pimps and prostitutes. But I went to Catholic schools and Lutheran schools, so it was really, I was constantly fighting with one or the other. But what it did for me is I know how to treat anybody I come around. I could sit at a table with Obama and Michelle and be able to have a conversation with her, and I can look at a person that's a drug addict and really see them for who they once were, and talk to them with some respect and kindness without looking down my nose. So I just know how to treat all people with decency and respect, and not to be afraid or cower down to somebody because they're in a higher position than me.
Let me tell you this though, she got very ratchet taste buds.
Yeah. Pole sausages and
all that other Catholic
beef jerky and
don't let her go shopping before you put no snacks. You gonna find a real
my guilty pleasure is boiled peanuts. Thank you. So disgusting. I grew up when now ladies was 6 in a pack.
Hey,
and then you had the candy necklace, and then your neck would be all sticky. Yep, and then it had the rainbow pop sucker, and everybody would lick off of it. The Chico sticks, Jolly Ranchers. Remember when you used to have the Jolly Rancher stick and you would lick it till it be a point and be jabbing at each other? Or to cut your tongue?
No, see, we didn't see. Oh, I was raised on East Avenue, West Side, Akron, Ohio, right up the street from LeBron James. I'll just leave it at that. So I was just destined to be great.
Whoa, God. Good afternoon, Mike and Shea. Is Shea a Christian, and will she convert to your religion, Mike? I never put myself in a box. My mom has taught me Arabic and the Muslim faith. She has taught me some aspects of Hinduism. I went to Catholic schools, Lutheran schools. My aunt was a Jehovah's Witness. I just kind of look at everybody's religion, and I don't really say that anybody is right or wrong about what they do. I just kind of worry about me. Every morning I get up and I tell God that I'm so thankful for where I'm at. Can you, whenever you're ready for me to go to the next level, I try to get a lesson in everything that happens to me, whether it's good or bad. So I don't think I've ever, and I just look at different stories in the Bible just that as stories. I don't get all wrapped up into the details. I think sometimes we get so wrapped up into details. It's odd how people are so wrapped into the details and they don't know how to treat their own family.
Yeah.
Hoping that I'm an influence to people and that God uses me in some kind of way to help the next person.
You are an influence. Something I love about Shea is her open-mindedness too about that. That was one of the things that I really liked about you a lot. Was like, that's something that that's one of the hardest qualities to meet and to find in somebody nowadays, especially in a person that's an adult, because usually we all program, and I credit that to your parents because they gave you a menu. You see what I'm saying? Well, being around you, I don't have to deal with it. I had to deal with from women in the past. Is you're just open-minded to everything. You will think about it. You ain't going to agree to everything.
Yeah.
But I can tell you something without thinking about, can I tell her this? Like, I don't feel like I have to lie to Shea. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men we lie to women because we feel like we have to. We're trained and brought up that way, like, women can't really. But because she's so open-minded, I'm able to just say, this, here it is, Shea. And she'll take it. She gonna comprehend. She ain't waiting to talk. She gonna take it, process it, think on it, be like, you know what, Mike, I'm not cool with that. And if I know she ain't cool with it, I know she thought about it, process it with an open mind. Because you're so open-minded. So that for me is, I love that, makes you more logical than most women I've ever encountered. So that's one of the things that really separates you a lot from a lot of women I've met. I'm Eddie. Good job. How does Shea feel about you liking other women's photos on IG, Michael?
Well, I'm glad he's not liking some eggplant pictures. First and foremost, like the girl pictures, please. And I mean, what can you do with a picture? You know what I'm saying? You need to be worried about them liking people in real life.
Amen.
It'll be a whole different thing if you was, liking oiled up guys' pictures.
That's a problem. That's what she needs to be worried about me.
I mean, I might turn around and look at a girl's booty and be
right,
like,
and
damn.
she's like, damn, look at all that ass, babe.
Okay, maybe you need to do some squats.
Shay's not the type of girl who gonna go over to go see, what is he liking? Breaking in my code. She got the code to this phone. She's never been in it. You know what I'm saying?
No.
That is for the insecure people.
What's that code again? I'm just saying.
You know the code. We are physical creatures. I can like the shit out your picture and hate you. You just got a fat ass. So what? I'm not going to take you out to eat. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't know your favorite color. Don't give a fuck about it. We're different from women. We're very...
Let me tell you about a woman.
Okay, break it down.
Okay?
Help me know.
So while y'all craning all the way around when somebody walked, a woman that saw the man through the glass when he got out the car. By the time he passed by, she done already calculate what he got on, what he got going on, all of that stuff, what kind of car he done got out of. And it's the process by the time, and it won't even peripheral, and already checked it out.
Yep.
Now, men, y'all just neck snap.
Oh, shit.
And you caught.
All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all coming out here, rocking.
We done?
We're done.
We done, son?
I appreciate y'all coming out here, rocking out with me and Queen Shea. All right. Y'all follow her IG.
No. I'm just kidding. The number 2, SHEA, the number 2 touch. 2 Shea, 2 touch.
And make sure you write a bunch of messages in her DM. She loves it.
And make sure you hit the call button for him.
Oh.
There we go.
And make sure, let me see her phone number so you can call her. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. Oh,
nice
my
meeting you. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm fooling with you. Straight on my booty. Ow! You taste like spit.
Wow. Cut.
Bye.